teman-teman, kembali lagi bersama saya sini Zira 215 dan sekarang kita bakal lanjutin lagi game Alan Wake-nya lagi ya teman-teman. Dan sekarang kita bakal ngejelajahin. No!
The memory of her own face haunts Emma Sloan and fills her with dread. This time, she does as she's told. It's not enough to save her.
Oh. Baru aja keluar. Come on, man.
Okay, people, it's Eddie Rodman here with a few hours to kill. And there's nobody I'd rather spend it with. Nobody else. Yes, my wife is listening.
Hello.
You always are, aren't you, baby? Let me
No. She's died, man. Bentar deh, yang ini dulu. Kenapa gitu? Ah, yang mana? Main lagi. Makasih. Kita ke
It's said that
observatory.
nobody knows what the future might bring. But for this man, it's no longer entirely true. A weaker man might simply give up, but the champion of light is an expert on destiny. Sometimes the puppet and puppeteer can be one and the same.
No, Emma. Dia udah ngikutin apa yang kita suruh, tetep aja dia mati. Tidak.
Mount Redtooth,
Aduh,
its top littered with man-made eyes that stare into the endless depths of space. Tonight, the champion of light will depend on them to pick out a message from the ether.
Ayo keluar. Emma
As
died,
history
guys.
repeats
Dan
itself, the man
Taruh.
remembers the patterns. He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
Better find Dr. Meadows.
kita langsung ambil imagining array-nya ya. Kolek banget sih, ntar dulu dah. Kok nggak bisa di pause? Nggak bisa ESC. Kok mati loh? Hah? Mati sendiri? Masih itu? Ini apa? Ah, nice. Coba deh, ini kayak gimana? Wow, oke, nice. Kita punya sniper. Sniper apa nih? Apa nih? Jangan ambil barang apa nih? Kok gue nggak bisa ESC sih? What the hell? Ada kau hebat. Dua kali doang. Mana nih burung-burung lagi? Oh ini.
お前はもう死んだ。
Wes, loncat lo dia lo. Wah sih, wih. Ini. Loncat lo. Ah, mau ngambil ini. Apa sih? Nggak ambil ammo. Hey,
It's you! How dare you! No, wait. It isn't you.
Yeah.
Is it? I suppose you'd better come in.
oke, thank.
I'll unlock the door.
Belum, weh. Nah, gitu dong. Dan kita bakal ngeliat kebrutalan dia lagi.
I know what you're thinking. Evil twin, supernatural powers. But most of the time, I just like to keep things basic. I want you to understand that.
Oh my god, banyak sekali. Ada palu, ada
This.
bor.
Need to get your hands dirty? No batteries, no moving parts, just physics. That's technology you can depend on. It's a classic.
Ada pisau, ada kapak, ada obeng, ada
Speaking
tang.
of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim suddenly twists, you might end up cutting yourself. It's
Oh,
not
pisau
really
lipat ya?
a workhorse, but I'm a sucker for this style.
Ada obeng juga.
Now this is more like it.
Oh, ini baru hidden knife.
You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody. The blade's stiff enough so it won't open by accident in your pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me. I know what you're thinking. It's too big, too heavy. But sometimes you just need the extra oomph. If you're talking intimidation, this is gonna do the job. Also great for dismemberings and whatnot. You know, the messy jobs.
Ada gergaji. Ya,
I
apa?
can't tell you how many things I've MacGyvered with this stuff.
Apa itu? Lakban. Pistol.
Okay, now guns. Not a big fan. I mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with a bullet?
Sesuatu ada kayak sesuatu yang buat
I want you to
ngambil barang
understand
panas.
I take pride in what I do. We can't both be worthless hacks, can we?
Nah, mukanya itu loh nyeselin.
You'll have to forgive me, but this feels very strange. It seems like this has all happened before.
Iya,
I have the replacement part for your telescope, Doctor.
All right. Let's get it installed.
Ntar dulu, pengen nyambelin dulu. Nah, gue gak terlalu baterai bagi gue gak terlalu berguna deh bagi gue ya. Mungkin nanti berguna di lain waktu. Soalnya gue lebih nungguin, lebih milih nungguin. Ayo pasang. Nah, dan kita
I
bakal
think we can
fight
give this
lagi.
a go. Although I have this strange feeling that something
Don't
will go
start
wrong.
it up yet. There's a problem with the coolant system.
Yes, that's right. I remember. All right, let me think. If they're sabotaging it, they'll be at the primary coolant pipe outside. If you can secure it, we should be ready to pick up the signal. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, it is. I'll take care of it.
Before you go, if you have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things. All of this is very strange to me.
Terus seingat gue sih ada kotak ya di sini ya. Seingat gue sih. Ah ya bener kan. shotgun. I see it and hup, nggak bisa dong. Mana tuh? Oh, dari situ. Juga lihat ada di kanan satu. Nah, ini ya. Die. Pakai ini aja deh. Oh, ini buat yang jauh-jauh aja. Kok nggak lihat, men? Nggak kena, bos.
These beings hate the light, am I correct? You should be able to turn on the lights and secure the area that way.
Doctor, can you hear me? I think we're good to go.
All right, I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
But I can because darkness. Aku mobil gila dia. Wow, wah, pipanya.
I guess they didn't like that.
Ada apa-apa kan? Lu pengen nyambel dulu. Sekarang keluar deh. Lu punya feeling yang buruk kalau ini bakal muter balik. Cooling system yang meledak akhirnya. Apa lagi nih yang parah nih? Apa ini? Terus jalan muter, harus jalan madep belakang. Pecah lagi. Oh iya, pecah, man. Bunyi elang, bunyi burung. Masuk langsung aja, bodo amat. Cepet. Dadah. But first let me take this and this.
It's working. Please, come up here.
Wait.
Find the signal?
Yes, I don't think it's quite the same thing we had, the last time. Still, we're definitely picking it up.
Are we getting the complete signal now?
I'm afraid not. Take a look at it yourself. I'm printing out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question or two before that, though, if you don't mind.
What's on your mind, Doctor?
Most people would find these events extremely disturbing, provided that they survive these creatures, that is.
Huh?
You seem to be quite adept at dealing with the situation. Why is that?
Yes, I was involved in... It's a complex
Complex.
story. I was in this small town, and a horrible thing from another dimension kidnapped my wife and manipulated me into writing this horror story that came true. I learned to fight it with light, and I managed to contain it and free my wife. But I was trapped in its world.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Absolutely. So, I'm used to reality working in strange or even impossible ways. And I fought these things, not exactly like this, but close enough for a good while now. Of course, I have certain advantages. Was there anything else?
What did you mean when you said you have advantages?
At the risk of sounding like a lunatic, reality is much more fluid than people think. It can be influenced.
I didn't take you for a mystic.
I'm
Banget
not.
sih.
I'm a writer. And under certain conditions, I can, for lack of a better word, rewrite reality. Change things.
Wow.
It's absurd.
It
Absurd.
works.
Assuming I believe this, why don't you simply, I don't know, write yourself some superpowers?
It's not quite that simple. You need to follow certain laws of drama, I suppose. You need to think about consistency and symbolism. Often what you write isn't anywhere near as important as what you imply. There are things out there that will take advantage of your mistakes.
You really believe in this?
Yes.
Look at me like that. You've experienced some of this yourself.
I will gladly admit that something exceedingly strange is going on. But this idea that you're somehow altering reality with your writing is ridiculous. You're essentially saying you're controlling my actions. Leaving aside the rational arguments against this, what gives you the right?
Well, it's more like having a destiny. A path you're on. You're not aware of it, but there it is. If somebody changes it, what difference does it make? It's what every writer does. If you write something that affects one of the characters, they don't really know about that.
I'm not a character. Are you saying that it's all right to take advantage of someone if they aren't aware of it?
Look, all I meant was that if you're genuinely making all your own decisions, and those decisions lead to whatever destiny you have, what practical difference does it make?
Shut.
I suppose that depends on whether our destinies are determined by things like physics and probabilities, or natural reality, which is presumably neutral and impartial, or by some kind of an intelligence. If it's the latter, that intelligence makes choices based on some criteria. If we suffer as a result of those choices, there's a moral and ethical element involved, regardless of whether we're aware of its manipulations. Wouldn't you agree?
You're taking this very well. I thought you'd be hangry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
Oke. Ada yang lain kan? Oke.
Another printout. Another signal fragment. The message is still not complete, but it's another piece of the weapon he has built against his adversary. Mere words on a piece of paper, but in the right hands, they will hold back the darkness.
Wah. Dan kita bakal ke teater lagi. Ya nggak sih? Ya kan? Nah iya benar, kita ke teater lagi. Dan kita bakal ketemu si cewek itu, guys.
The last time the man came to the drive-in, it did not end well. He hopes to avoid that fate this time. He hopes that what he has brought with him to this place is enough.
Ya, now.
Ugh. Serena's probably out of her mind again. But I'm gonna need that key so I can get the power back on.
Dalam dia. Udah nyender. Os. Hoi.
You again?
I'm really just here to get the keys so I can get the power back on.
You want to hold me down?
Hey.
It's okay. I know you like that.
Yeah, I'll just grab the keys.
I could be like your wife, little wifey, waiting at home for hubby. Or you could be the mailman, or the neighbor.
I'm already married to someone who isn't crazy, thanks. I'm just gonna go and get the power back on.
Aww.
Look, I may or may not be back. I have the access code to the booth already, so once the power is on,
You should totally come see me. We could have fun. You know.
we'll see how it goes.
Hahaha. Ntar dulu, kita ambil flare. Ya udah penuh. Oke, dan sebelum kita ngambil generator buildingnya, video sampai sini dulu. Jangan lupa tinggalkan like, share, komen, dan subscribe. See ya. Ini gua gerakin gini bikin pusing gak sih?